Hi, my name's Adam. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're in video 5 of our CPP series. So video 1 was, when to take CPP, how to apply, that kind of stuff. Video 2, if you haven't watched it yet, make sure to go back. We'll put the links to all the videos below, but video 2 was on the break-even point. So if you took CPP at 60 versus 65, you're collecting less money for a longer period of time. So when's that break-even point of when you should delay CPP kind of idea. So we go through all that and break down the numbers in that. And then the third video was taking CPP at 60, when you should take it at 60, and a scenario around that with one of our clients. Yesterday, taking your CPP at 65, when that makes sense, and some kind of 5 key things to look at. And today's video, we're gonna go through 5 reasons and 5 things to consider why you should take CPP at age 70. So delay it from 65 all the way to 70 and the benefits of doing so. So as we mentioned in previous videos, but if you missed those, I'll repeat it now. So if you delay CPP, every month that you wait past age 65 to take your CPP, your Canadian pension plan, you get an increased amount by 0.7%. So 8.4% a year. Or if you wait all the way till age 70, you get a 42% increase in your CPP payment. So if your base payment at age 65 was $1,000, at age 70, you'll get $1,420. So it's quite an increase to delay. When we run CPP and planning scenarios for clients, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, financially, it makes the most sense to delay CPP to age 70. Now, most people don't because they feel like they need to start taking, they've paid into it for 30, 40 years. They feel they need to start taking income out of CPP, or they just feel they're not getting that benefit. And we understand that psychological part of it. But when you look at the pure fundamental numbers, most of the time, it makes sense to delay CPP to age 70. Again, everyone's situation is different. Yours is different than your neighbor's and different than mine. But again, 80% of the time, I would say, numbers-wise, if you live till life expectancy of age 86, 87, delaying CPP will make the most sense. Here's why. Okay, before we jump into here's why, I want to give you one really big tip. So at age 65, you can take CPP obviously as early as 60, but you can also turn on old age security. So CPP and old age security, they're separate benefits. 65 is when you can apply for old age security. Both CPP and old age security can be delayed all the way till age 70. Okay, here's the difference between the two. CPP, for every month that you delay past age 65, it increases by 0.7%. Old age security increases by 0.6%. So never start CPP and delay OAS because you get a larger benefit delaying CPP than OAS. So if you're gonna turn one tap on when you turn 65, turn on old age security, looking at OAS clawback. So OAS clawback is if you're making over a set amount, it's right around $78,000, then you'll get clawed back on your OAS. So let's put that aside. Just the pure fundamental numbers, CPP, 0.7% per month that you delay past 65, OAS 0.6. So again, CPP, there's a larger benefit to delay. So if you're gonna turn one tap on, turn on old age security, hold off on the CPP. So reason number 1 and consideration number 1 on taking CPP at 70 versus 65 or earlier would be that you did tax planning around your overall asset and income stream. So maybe you had some pensions and RRSPs and other stuff that you were drawing on up until 70. So maybe you retired at 60 and you had, $300,000 in RRSPs and you drew that down from 60 to 70. And now your RSP is, maybe almost gone and you turn on your tap for CPP and that's your income stream moving forward. It's a guaranteed income stream where your RSP is a bit more tied to the market. So there could be strategy there. So if you plan that way, turning on that CPP tap at 70 probably makes the most sense for you. The second reason, and we're seeing this more often now, is you work past 65. A lot of people are working right till 70 or even into 70. So if you work later, say up to 70, you're gonna want to delay your CPP most likely as well. Because remember, CPP is taxable income. So if you already have an income, an employment income, adding CPP on top of it, you might be heavily taxed on that and it really defeats the purpose of taking it. So, that's a huge consideration to look at. If you're still working, taking CPP probably doesn't make the most sense unless you're in a lower income or just working part-time. So the third reason, and we touched on it a bit earlier with our tip, is Maybe your strategy was take old age security and delay CPP because there's a larger benefit to delay CPP. So if that's you, that would be a good reason why you want to delay to 70. So if you don't need both CPP and OAS at 65 and you're not going to fall into an OAS clawback, then you're going to want to start OAS, delay CPP, and take advantage of that 42% increased benefit on a monthly basis going forward from 70 on. Reason number 4 to take CPP at age 70 is if you live to life expectancy, you're going to collect more money. Okay, so getting that 42% bump, again, it's kind of like our second video that we did in this series about that break-even point. You know, run the numbers yourself. If you take it at 70 versus any time before that, you're collecting for a shorter period of time, right? If you take it at 70 versus taking it at 60, you've lost 10 years of payments, but you're getting a larger payment. So when does that break even? You can run the numbers. You know, if you live to life expectancy or beyond, you're going to collect more money delaying CPP till age 70. And the 5th reason is at 65, if you turned on CPP and your OAS tap, you may get clawed back. So if you have a pension, RRSPs, or rental income, and you got lots of income, if you run the numbers and you see that, hey, if I turn on old age security, I'm not going to have any clawback. But if I do old age security and my CPP, I'm going to have an OAS clawback, which really defeats the purpose of it. So maybe you just turn on your old age security, delay your CPP as long as you can till age 70, and then turn that tap on. Remember, you can start CPP beyond age 70, but there's zero benefit to do so. Once you hit 70, there's no more monthly benefit. So even if, you know, tax-wise, you're gonna pay a lot of tax taking your CPP at 70, just make sure you turn it on, start taking it. There's zero benefit to delay. You're just losing money that you could have had otherwise. So I just want to run through a quick example that we use for one of our clients. It's fairly similar to the age 65 CPP example, but maybe on steroids. So we had a client retire about 58 years old, and we looked at all, you know, their numbers as a couple, all their RSPs and pension, all that kind of stuff. And we ended up creating a strategy where from 60 to 65, we took out a lot of their RSPs. So very similar to taking the CPP at 65 that we discussed yesterday. So age 60 to age 65, their income, they had a small pension, but most of their income was coming out of their RSP. At 65, we kept that RSP pumping out. We also turned on old age security. They did not fall into old age security clawback, so we turned that tap on at 65 and pulled back a bit on the RSP. Then fast forward to 70, we turned on their CPP tap. Their OAS continues, obviously, and their RSPs were, you know, coming near an end. We almost were able to draw most of their RSP out. So by the time they were 70, they had good cash flow. They had a bit of RSP money, but they were able to deregister or withdraw most of their RSPs from 60 to 70. What that did is allowed them to build up their tax-free savings account, kind of level out their tax bill and their income over, you know, their lifetime of retirement, and also create some flexibility. Again, if they came into an emergency or they wanted to all of a sudden travel more, they could have turned on that CPP tap. So it did create some flexibility there. So that's a scenario where, you know, delaying right till 70 made the most sense. We did RSPs from 60 to 70. We drew back a bit at 65 when we turned on old age security. So again, just always keep in mind that your scenario is very different than your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers and other family members. So understand your scenario, all the pieces that you have. You might have rental properties and pension and bridge benefits, and there's so much that goes into it. So make sure you talk to a professional when you're looking at when to take your CPP. We've saved some of our clients tens of thousands of dollars by, you know, gearing them in a different direction than where they were thinking for the CPP. So maybe they were thinking, you know, CPP at 60 just to start getting the money. You know, they paid into it for so long. I want to start getting income out of there. By delaying till 65 or 70 and kind of readjusting cash flow, we were able to save tens of thousands of dollars. So we're talking about big numbers here. So it's not something that you should just you know, make a decision based on how your heart feels. You need to break down the numbers and see the financial impact that it can have on your long-term retirement plan. So, you know, make sure you don't jump at these things. Talk to a financial planner, sit down, break down the numbers. It could cost a bit of money. You know, if hire a financial planner for a few hours, it's going to cost you maybe $500 to save you possibly tens of thousands. So it's a great investment. Spend some time on this. Don't jump into this decision. So thanks so much for joining us today in this video and for this video series. Hopefully you were able to watch all 5 of them. If you haven't, we'll put the link below to all 5 videos in this CPP series. It's gonna really help you walk through like when to take it, how to apply, when the break-even points are. And then again, we go through taking it at 60, 65, and 70 with real life examples. So hopefully you can slot into one of those situations. So hopefully this was helpful, helps you, gear in the right direction on when to take your CPP. Again, if you enjoy these videos, hit the thumbs up. It really does help get these out to more people. And if you aren't part of our channel, hit the subscribe below. We want you to be part of our channel. We release 2 videos every single week, one on Tuesday, one on Friday. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great day.